Ancient Cynicism, authentic wisdom of freedom. Cynicism, a school of thought rooted in ancient Greek philosophy, invites us to transcend societal norms and embrace a life unencumbered by superficial desires. Emerging in the 4th century BCE, cynicism was not merely a philosophy, but a lived expression of radical authenticity, simplicity, and liberation from materialism. Its echoes still resonate in our modern world, offering us tools to navigate the complexities of existence. To understand cynicism, we must journey back to ancient Athens, where its founding figure, Antisthenes, laid the groundwork for a philosophy that would challenge conventional wisdom. Antisthenes, a pupil of Socrates, advocated virtue as the sole path to true happiness. Yet it was his successor, Diogenes of Sinope, who elevated cynicism to its most radical and enduring form. Diogenes rejected societal conventions with a fervor that bordered on theatrical, choosing a life of minimalism and unfiltered honesty. His acts of defiance, from living in a barrel to openly mocking the powerful, embodied the cynic ethos of living in harmony with nature and rejecting the artificial constructs of wealth, power, and social status. Core principles of cynicism. At its heart, cynicism is a philosophy of freedom through detachment. The Cynics believed that the pursuit of virtue, aligning one's life with nature and truth, was the only worthy goal. To achieve this, one had to discard unnecessary attachments, including material possessions, social expectations, and even the pursuit of fame or comfort. This was not a rejection of society, but a profound critique of its excesses and pretensions. The Cynics championed autarkia, or self-sufficiency, as a cornerstone of their philosophy. They sought to cultivate inner resilience, believing that true freedom lay in the ability to thrive without dependence on external factors. Their lives were testaments to the idea that happiness arises not from accumulation, but from liberation. Another key principle was parrhesia, or fearless speech. Cynics saw it as their duty to speak truth to power, exposing hypocrisy and challenging societal norms with brutal honesty. This principle resonates strongly in today's era of social activism and whistleblowing, where individuals often risk personal repercussions to highlight systemic injustices. Cynicism's relevance in the modern world. The Cynic philosophy, though born in ancient Greece, offers timeless wisdom for navigating modern challenges. In a world increasingly driven by consumerism and digital overstimulation, the Cynic call to simplicity and authenticity serves as a powerful antidote. Minimalism as modern cynicism. The minimalist movement exemplifies the modern application of Cynic ideals. Minimalists, much like the ancient Cynics, advocate for stripping away excess to focus on what truly matters. This approach resonates in our era of overconsumption, where people often find themselves trapped in cycles of material accumulation that fail to bring lasting satisfaction. Practices such as decluttering, downsizing, and mindful consumption reflect the Cynic belief that less is more. Just as Diogenes chose a life of radical simplicity, modern minimalists reject the notion that happiness is tied to possessions, embracing instead a life of intentionality. Speaking truth to power. The Cynic tradition of parrhesia finds its echoes in the voices of contemporary activists and truth-tellers. Figures like Greta Thunberg, who challenges global leaders on climate inaction, or Edward Snowden, who exposed mass surveillance programs, embody the Cynic commitment to fearless honesty. Their actions disrupt the status quo and invite us to question systems of power, much as Diogenes disrupted Athenian society with his candid critiques. Digital cynicism, navigating the age of information. In the digital age, where social media often fosters inauthenticity and performative behavior, the cynic call to authenticity becomes particularly salient. Many people feel the pressure to curate idealized versions of themselves online, sacrificing genuine self-expression for the approval of others. Adopting a cynic mindset in this context means resisting the urge to conform and choosing instead to present oneself honestly, flaws and all. Rejecting toxic productivity, cynicism also challenges the modern obsession with productivity and achievement. The relentless pursuit of success, often measured in material terms, mirrors the very societal constructs that cynics sought to dismantle. Embracing a cynic perspective invites us to question the value of this pursuit and to seek fulfillment in simpler, more meaningful endeavors. Cynicism as a spiritual practice. Viewed through a spiritual lens, cynicism aligns closely with the teachings of Eastern philosophies such as Zen Buddhism and Taoism, which also emphasize simplicity, self-mastery, and living in harmony with nature. The cynic practice of renouncing external validations echoes the Zen concept of detachment, while their celebration of natural living mirrors the Taoist ideal of flowing with the rhythms of existence. In our own lives, adopting cynic principles might mean choosing to live more mindfully, recognizing the fleeting nature of material wealth, and prioritizing inner growth over external accolades. It could involve taking deliberate steps to reconnect with nature, shedding the layers of societal conditioning that obscure our true selves. Modern-day cynics, beacons of radical authenticity. Several modern figures embody the spirit of cynicism, challenging norms and advocating for lives of greater authenticity and freedom. Think of the artist who rejects commercial success to stay true to their creative vision, or the entrepreneur who prioritizes ethical practices over profit. These individuals, like the cynics of old, remind us that courage and authenticity are the keys to a life well lived. One notable example is Henry David Thoreau, whose experiment in simple living at Walden Pond mirrored the cynic rejection of materialism. Thoreau's writings, much like the teachings of Diogenes, urge us to question the systems that shape our lives and to seek liberation through simplicity. Similarly, movements like slow living and voluntary simplicity reflect a cynic-inspired shift toward values that prioritize well-being over societal expectations. These movements challenge the frenetic pace of modern life, encouraging individuals to savor the present moment and to find joy in the essentials. Cynicism in daily life, practical applications. How can we incorporate cynic principles into our everyday lives? The answer lies in small, intentional shifts. Question norms. Take a moment to reflect on the societal expectations you unconsciously follow. Are they aligned with your authentic self, or are they rooted in external pressures? Simplify your environment. Start by decluttering your physical space. Let go of possessions that no longer serve you and focus on cultivating experiences and relationships that bring genuine joy. Speak your truth. Practice honesty in your interactions. This doesn't mean being harsh, but rather expressing your thoughts and feelings with integrity. Reconnect with nature. Spend time outdoors, embracing the simplicity and beauty of the natural world. Allow it to remind you of what is truly essential. Practice contentment. Cultivate gratitude for what you have, rather than constantly seeking more. Contentment is a powerful antidote to the dissatisfaction that drives materialism. The eternal call of cynicism. In a world often consumed by superficiality and distraction, cynicism calls us to return to the essence of what it means to be human. It challenges us to strip away the layers of artifice that obscure our true selves and to embrace lives of greater authenticity, simplicity, and freedom. This ancient philosophy, far from being a relic of the past, offers a transformative path for the present. Whether through the minimalist movement, the courage of modern truth-tellers, or our own daily choices, the spirit of cynicism endures, guiding us toward lives of deeper meaning and connection. Paraphrasing the words of Diogenes, who wandered the streets with a lantern searching for an honest man, let us each become that beacon of truth and simplicity. Let us live not as captives to convention, but as free spirits, unafraid to challenge the norms and to rediscover the beauty of a life lived authentically.